Hi, I'm Jonathan Metter, and we're here in PIKO America's Service Department with exciting news for HO-scale train fans. You may recognize this loco. This is the PIKO model of the Southern Pacific Krauss-Maffei ML4000 diesel hydraulic. That's quite a mouthful. Both Southern Pacific and Rio Grande ordered 3 each of these locos from Krauss-Maffei, and they were delivered in 1961 towards the end of the year. And these were called the prototype units. They were sort of experimental. Both railroads, along with Krauss-Maffei, wanted to see what they could develop that was new and different for American railroads. The big deal at the time was 4,000 horsepower in a single locomotive. The typical diesel in America at that time had maybe a couple thousand horsepower. So Krauss-Maffei was able to do that, and with the diesel hydraulic concept with a hydraulic transmission, that eliminated traction motors and relays and all kinds of electrical gear that at the time was very maintenance intensive and prone to failures. So it had a lot of promise, and both railroads immediately put them to work as soon as they received them. But we're not here to talk about the SP model today, although I'll point out some of the cool details. This is, from every report and every review, one of the most detailed HO-scale models ever made. You know, from the handrails running up the side of the nose to the free spinning fans. If you turn it upside down, all the truck and brake rigging detail is there. Every single little detail. There are over 80 metal detail parts, and this PIKO model is put together well. We have yet to see a single one come back for broken parts, or to have someone say parts just fell off when I took it out of the box. If you've had other HO models, you know that's an issue, and you get a model in partial kit form. That won't happen with the PIKO model. Even the sunshades are metal and really securely fastened in there. And the lighting, we've got every lighting option of the real thing. Southern Pacific had a red nose light on the top of the nose, which Rio Grande did not, and we'll get to that. Southern Pacific number boards with the class lights, as SP called them, indicator boards with the class lights. And those are tricolor lights, so you can change the colors digitally. We've got the regular headlight at the bottom, the dual headlights, and then above that the dual gyro lights, the pile gyro light with the moving action. And we've simulated that fantastically on the PIKO model. It's really effective, and that really gets your attention as you see that loco coming down the track. Inside the loco, we've got cab interior lights, control stand lights, engine room lights, and even the rear light on the back of the loco. So a whole array of lighting options, and of course the sounds of those dual Maybach diesel motors, the MD series diesel motors that only PIKO could bring you. They're authentic, and they're very unique sounding, not like anything else on American rails. So and people have raved about it and said, wow, that is so cool and so different. And the whole host of other authentic sounds. We actually have recordings of real cab chatter from the 1960s in the Central Valley where the SP locos were, recordings of the real horns, so it's very authentic. But again, we're not here to talk about the SP loco today. We're here to talk about what everybody's been asking for from the moment December 31st, 2023, we announced these locos and delivered them basically a year later. Everybody from that moment was asking, where's the Rio Grande? I want Rio Grande. Are you going to do Rio Grande? Why isn't there Rio Grande? Why is there only SP? So, patience will be rewarded. This is Rio Grande number 4003, and like SP they had 3 locos, And this is a photo that the Krauss-Maffei factory workers took on a nice stretch of track near the factory. They put a high gloss finish on the loco for the photos and posed them there, and took that just before the locos were delivered. They had to travel on German railroads to get to the port and then be loaded on a ship. So they even had to remove things like the handrails on the sides of the car body to fit the tight European clearances. But this is number 4003. The big noticeable difference from SP units on the Rio Grandes is this big, what we call a barrel headlight housing, the big barrel. And that's where Rio Grande had the gyro lights placed. So those were definitely not going to be missed by anybody coming down the track at you. So that's 4003. And color photos of these locos are a little bit rare, hard to find, but we found some pretty good ones. This is a photo of 4002 leading the other locos. They usually ran together. And this is in Colorado and was taken a little bit later after delivery by Otto Baumgartner, who was one of the factory technicians that KM sent over to both railroads to make sure that the railroad crews maintained these locos properly. These were different than the typical American diesel, so anything different needs extra special attention. So Otto was one of the technicians, and he managed to get a few photos which are preserved for us to use today. And finally, number 4001 is here trailing the other two units closest to the camera. And this photo was taken on their first run when they headed north from the port of Houston towards Rio Grande territory in Colorado. This was taken somewhere near Dallas, Texas. And Dick Kulb's got this photo. Great shot. There aren't many color shots of these locos, particularly when they were delivered and fresh and clean, but this is a very nice one. So you see all three locos there, and they all did run together for quite a while, and often with a dynamometer car coupled behind them for testing to see how they were performing and what power they were putting out. So you can model all three of those locos with the new PIKO models, and you won't have to wait long. We know that in the model train world, often a new locomotive will be announced, and it's just kind of a fishing expedition to see if anybody's interested. This is not a fishing expedition. These models are going right now into production and will be delivered to us in August. And yes, we'll specify 2024 because we know often you have to wait for a year or two or many years to see a model come to delivery, but PIKO will deliver. This Rio Grande has been in the plans from the very start, and we did all the tooling for all the detail variations for Rio Grande and SP, so we're able to deliver those in very short order. So one thing, the SP locos, we delivered thousands of them early in 2024. They're gone from PIKO America and almost all gone from retailers as we speak now. If you want the SP locos, you can still check around. You may have to hunt a little bit, but you may still find those at some retailers. So we advise, and it makes no difference in our plans. We're making the models, they're coming, they're going right into production now. So this is not us trying to see if anybody's interested. We're making them. But for your own good, to be sure that you get those Rio Grande models, we suggest that you either get in touch with your PIKO retailer. They should have all the info now, and get your order in so that you can be sure of getting your models when they're delivered. And again, that's coming very soon, due in late August 2024. So get your orders in now, and that patience will be rewarded very soon.